This is an introduction to interdisciplinary place-based learning. Place-based learning, another PBL that incorporates interdisciplinary instruction, is a method of teaching that connects students to their place in a meaningful way. This definition is on our PBL page. David Sobel of Antioch, New England defines place-based learning. In place-based learning, students engage in hands-on exploration with applications in their wider world, whatever that may be, which increases learning while building relationship with people and others in the wider world, and promotes an ethic of service. Again, here is a definition of place-based learning that you will find on our place-based learning landing page. With thanks to David Sobel for this brief explanation. There are 6 essential principles of place-based learning. Principle number 1, grounding students in a local context helps them create a mental model they can then use to understand global challenges. This understanding naturally becomes more and more complex as the student develops through their educational career, ultimately preparing them to be knowledgeable and empowered global citizens. Principle number 2 of place-based learning. Putting the learner at the center is an awesome way to increase student engagement as the learning becomes inherently relevant to the student. This also helps the learning proceed at a pace and in a method that is conducive to the student's capabilities and connected to the student's prior knowledge. Overall, this leads to increased feelings of efficacy and empowerment. Place-based principle number 3. Helping students make observations about themselves, their environment, their community, and beyond, and use the data to then formulate questions is a powerful way to prepare them to be compassionate and informed citizens. They become better able to make their own decisions and provide rationales for those decisions based on data. This method also increases students' feelings of efficacy as it puts them closer to the center of their learning process. Place-based principle number 4. Design thinking complements the other components of place-based learning because it gives students the framework to make a difference in a real-world problem. The structure helps them to organize their thinking and enact change in meaningful ways, leading to the feelings of efficacy and empowerment. This method of thinking is also broadly applicable across other contexts in their lives, including designing around their own behavior to develop greater executive functioning. Place-based principle number 5. Helping students develop relationships across their community helps with their sense of belonging and enhances their interest in continuing to improve their communities and relationships going forward. The community as classroom context also increases the level of relevancy for students who can connect their learning to real people, real places, and things that they know. Place-based principle number 6. The Maine Department of Education supports an interdisciplinary approach to learning that brings the previous 5 principles together in our classrooms. Why an interdisciplinary approach? Life beyond the classroom is interdisciplinary. Interdisciplinary approaches more closely connect students with a real-world context, giving them experience with the types of challenges that they will continue to navigate through their lives. The learning is more process and skill-centered rather than knowledge-centered and celebrates relevant knowledge, providing greater student engagement because there is a why for what they are learning. Are you ready for a deeper dive? The place-based learning deep dive includes professional learning resources to support each one of the 6 principles in this PBL.